We've heard that this report might be focusing quite significantly, might be focusing quite significantly on far-right terrorism, more so than Islamist terrorism. I understand that far-right terrorism or far-right ideology is increasing in the United Kingdom, but I do also understand there have been 35 times more deaths from radical Islamist terrorism since 2005 in the UK than there have from far-right terrorism. Why is there apparently such a focus when it comes to the far right? Is it because maybe it's easier to target, there's less backlash?
Well, Patrick, I certainly wouldn't be in the business of trivialising the far-right terror threat. Being a British Muslim myself who's done a considerable amount of research on far-right anti-Semitism, and also living all my life in Luton, which was the home of the English Defence League, was formed here. But I think what we are seeing is that some people are very concerned about taking a robust approach against Islamist extremism because they're fearful that this is stigmatizing a religious minority. So I think that what we really need to do is look at how prevent activities are being orchestrated, and are they reflective of the ideological composition of the broader terror threat in this country, with the prevailing terror threat being Islamist extremism. Hard right extremism represents the fastest growing threat, but in terms of relative size, is dwarfed by the broader threat of Islamist extremism, and we shouldn't lose sight of that.
No, exactly. I'm just going to read a couple of things out from today's reports about this. So the report cites 4 examples, this is of where money went to from the Prevent scheme, including the leader of a Prevent-funded civil society organisation which made public statements favourable and supportive of the Taliban. They had referred to militant Islamist groups prescribed by the UK as legitimate resistance groups, and said that Muslim members of the armed forces should refuse orders. Is there an element in our society of certain Muslim groups who really do just want to infiltrate any single area of our society, almost like sleeper cells?
I think that this is something that I've written about in the past, Patrick. I think what you have sections, extremist sections of British Muslim communities. Ultimately, what they want Islamist-inspired control of the social sphere. And if truth be told, they certainly don't want British Muslims participating in the armed forces or law enforcement agencies more generally. So this is ultimately a matter of control and influence. What we don't need is state resources potentially being allocated to groups who think in such a warped way of Britain and also hold extremist ideologies that pose a fundamental threat to social stability in our country.